We're live. Don't worry, I'm not going to wear this the whole time. I got people in the Hamburg office here, and we're cleaning up. It's still not open to the public. We're at 6050 South Park. Whoa. Don't worry, I'm not going to wear this the whole time. We're at 6050 South Park, and if you need a sign or anything, come by. We have stickers, we have t-shirts for sale, and we're trying to get out the vote. So early voting is now open across NY27. This is Marty, one of my team members' dogs. Oh, there she goes. But early voting is open across the district. You can learn where your early voting location is by going to votemcmurray.com/early vote. Today we are out in Victor, Canandaigua, Farmington, and Honeoye Falls, and it was a blast. We got to see so many people. There was people cheering along the streets. It was a good time, and we're excited. People are voting. We're up right now. We're up in the absentee ballots. We're up in the total vote, it looks like. And how do we know that? Because we can get the numbers from the local Board of Elections. Hey, Jane, how are you doing? Hey, Bev Kinney, what's up? Justin Rooney's watching. We have Ellen McDonald. Vince Herberger, oh my gosh, Vince Herberger, I grew up with you. How are you, Vince? William Fine's on here. Steve Green is on here. Lots of people. Donna Ann, hi. Bob Hoffman, your shop's around the corner. I pass it every day. I hope you're doing good, Bob. Hey, everybody. So, we're just doing this. We're going to do this every night until Election Day to give you an update on where we are, what's happening, so you can know in real time. So, the big news for today, Erie County Republican Committee announces New York GOP Chairman Nick Langworthy and New York Trump Victory has a special election leadership initiative training starring Kimberly Guilfoyle and our good friend Chris Jacobs. Now, if you saw the debate I had with Chris Jacobs, he's not ready to go to Congress. He can't stand up to me. I don't know how he's going to stand up to anybody in Washington, D.C. So that's why they're doing this stuff. They're going to try to drive out the vote because they know he's in trouble. They know he is a weak candidate. And if anybody saw that debate, you know he can't stand up to anything. So they're pushing out the vote any way they can. They're having these special secret get-togethers to push out the vote. And we need you guys to do the same. So, hey, Bev, how you doing? I want to ask if you guys have any questions. The first question I have. Wait, Lisa, thank you for donating. If you guys can donate tonight, we'd appreciate it. We have to raise, we still have a gap. We keep getting asking about commercials. Well, we're going to have a sneak preview of the commercial tonight. Well, can we show it to them? Okay, ready? Wait.
1 in 4 Americans just lost their job. Many of us are hurting, have less money, but the bills keep coming. Millionaire politicians like Chris Lee and Chris Collins, and now Chris Jacobs, have failed us. But Jacobs wants us to send him to Congress. He'd fit right in. I won't. I'm Nate McMurray. We need change, not another career politician. In Congress, I'll fight for our community. Stand up for what's right. Stand up for us. I'm Nate McMurray, and I approve this message.
We're back. Oh, we're back. Sorry. Listen, did you like the commercial? I want to hear your feedback here.
Well, it's a shorter version.
It's a shorter version. There's going to be a longer version on television everywhere starting now. So look for it on television. We're also going to share it on Facebook. Peter, you like that? I'm glad. Peter, by the way, I appreciate your positivity. So we're going to get that commercial out to everybody. But it costs a lot of money to run these commercials. The biggest cost of any modern campaign is commercials because they took away the fairness doctrine. So we have to pay for any type of advertising we get. And sometimes the advertising isn't so great. If you saw that Buffalo News piece today, that was some shocking stuff. Some serious pretzel logic. I couldn't believe it. It was like they were saying they were endorsing the old version of Chris Jacobs. It'd be like picking the Chicago Bulls to win the championship this year because you liked Michael Jordan 10 years ago. It was complete nonsense. And the quotes they said about me were actually quite positive. But for some reason, they picked him, even though they had nothing really positive to say about him. So that's what we're up against. Thank you, Jan, for saying it's a great commercial. Darsel, thank you for saying it's a great commercial. Thank you to all you guys. We're going to have it up and everywhere soon. But to keep it up, we need your support. We need to raise some money. If everybody out there watching can just give me, or give the campaign even $20. I know a lot of you have given already, but the reason why we're asking is because we're clearly short of money. And we're about to win. We can really win if we close the gap and we run this commercial more and more and more, and maybe we can do some other things as well, depending on how much we can raise. So anything you guys can contribute to the campaign, please do so. So with that, I'll take whatever questions you have, if you have any questions. Someone asks here. How am I going to, how did I get involved in politics? Well, I just never thought about being in politics. I was not my dream. I came home from being overseas for a long time, and I got a letter in the mail saying, hey, the Democratic Committee is looking for people to be involved. And I thought it'd be a fun way to get to know people in my neighborhood. And it was. Did I think I'd be running for Congress twice a couple years later? No. But it has been a great pleasure. It had been an incredible life experience for myself and my children. And I'm grateful for the experience. But it's something that I'm proud of. Someone says, awesome commercial, more folks saw this than read the Buffalo News. Yeah, I'll talk about the Buffalo News. I don't understand it. I really don't. I can say that I did very, very well in my interview with them. And I think they saw the debate, which they can see, and anyone can see who saw that, how unprepared Chris Jacobs is to go to Congress. I think he's clearly in over his head. I'll debate him again tomorrow if he wants to debate me again. I mean, I have more confidence now than I did before the debate because, he's transparent. You can see right through him. But the Buffalo News did say about me, I should read this, as an effective and even bold supervisor of Grand Island, he is certainly a credible candidate. Indeed, we endorsed him in 2018. If anything, McMurray is a better candidate this time. But they still didn't endorse me. And they had nothing good to say about the other guy. But I want everyone out there to brush it off. Who cares what they say? I mean, it's Buffalo elite money helping Buffalo elite money. That's all there is to it. Like, I've always been an outsider. I've always been an independent voice. And I'm actually proud of that very weak endorsement he got. Because it says a lot about who we are and what we represent. If anybody really reads it, they're going to come away, shocked. Shocked with what it actually says. Any other questions from anybody? Is there a link to contribute? Constance, yes. What's the link? Where's my friend? It's in there? It's on there. Okay, so you guys can contribute on there. Have you guys signed up for text messages? Go to text the word right now if you're watching. Pick up your phone and text McMurray, McMurray, to 797979. Is that it? 797979. Text McMurray. So we'll give you updates for the next 9 days and actually all the way to November. And everyone watching, you should understand, no matter what happens in June, we are going all the way to November, and we are ready for it. Beyond that, some people are telling me that they're having trouble getting their ballots, absentee ballots. That's why you need to go vote in person. So wear a mask, wear gloves, bring your own pen if necessary, go vote in person if you haven't got your ballot yet. But if you haven't gotten your ballot and you ask for it, tell us. Dial 585-213-1710 or email election@votemcmurray.com. Tell us whatever issues you're having. Any trouble at the voting booths, any trouble getting your ballot, anything like that, we want to know. Because no matter what, on June 23rd, sadly, this is not going to be decided. Because there's so many absentee ballots, there's a long counting process that happens, and we're going to have to go through that process. And the more information we have, the better. Yes? Vote McMurray. Someone put a sign up for me. VoteMcMurray.com/donate if you can donate. I would appreciate it. Every penny helps. And if you don't have a lot, we understand if you're in a tough position. But if you're not, and you do have the means to give us a bit of cash to help us get over the finish line, we'd appreciate it. And y'all know what I'm going to represent when I get to Washington. I'm going to represent you. And that's why I haven't taken any corporate money. I took union money and I took money from individual supporters. Go look at what Chris Jacobs has taken. He's taken money from fuel companies, credit companies, health and insurance companies. He does not take money. That's who he's going to serve in D.C. He barely has any individual donors. And it's shocking to me that anyone would think this guy is going to represent anything but the biggest interests, the biggest money interests in our country. Let me see here. See if you guys have any other questions for me before I sign off. What is my campaign strategy for the final 2 weeks? Well, it's going to be getting out the vote. Push it. So look at, there's always that big chunk of voters that doesn't vote. So even though this is the most Republican district, by the way, a lot of Republicans vote for me. And if you're a Republican, sign my name in the ballot. That's what we're asking people to do. It's a protest vote against a choice that nobody really wanted. Nobody wanted Chris Jacobs. So sign my name in the ballot. But it's imbalanced, and whether we like it or not a lot of people pay attention. They vote party line. That's why Chris Collins got elected. So our strategy is to get as many of the people who haven't voted yet out. To do that, we've been making phone calls all day long, every single day, and doing text messages. Some of my team here has done it. Guys, are you making phone calls? Yell it out. Say yes. Yep. So they've been doing it. We're in different corners of this old building here, and we're making calls every single day. And we're trying to reach the voters that don't vote. We've made well over 100,000 contacts. And we're trying to get even more. So if you have time at home and you want to be part of that process, it's fun. It's more fun than you think. Join us. Go to email hunter@votemcmurray.com. He'll tell you how to do it from home. That's how we're getting the votes out. But tomorrow, we're having a visit from the New York Times. So I'm looking forward to talking to them again, which is kind of fun, of course. Debbie said she already voted for me. Thank you, Debbie. We appreciate it greatly. Jill, where you been? We need more of your signs in Niagara County. Well, listen, we've already run out of signs. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of am worried about Niagara County. We do need more signs up in Niagara County. We need more support up in Niagara County. If you're listening from Niagara County, go talk to your friends. We're not going to win unless we get more people to vote in Niagara County. I'm telling you right now. It's our weakest county right now, if we look at the numbers. So please, if you have friends or family who don't usually vote, talk to your friends everywhere. But I'm looking at you, Niagara County. We need you to come through. We have rally signs. Can someone give me a rally sign? Sorry. Thank you. These rally signs, we have these. And we're going to try to start laminating them. It's not as good as a regular sign, but we're going to start giving these out if we can, because we got a lot of these. They're paper, but we'd love to give them out if we could. So if you want a rally sign, come to 650 South Park or email info@votemcmurray.com. And a lot of people are putting them in their house windows too, or in their car windows. We still have bumper stickers. Email us info@votemcmurray.com. We'll get them to you. We'd love to get them to you. Or come to 650 South Park. There's somebody here almost all day, every single day. So come do that as well. James Baptiste up there in Niagara County, we need your vote. You want a bumper sticker? Like I just told you, info@votemcmurray.com, or better yet, come to 650 South Park. I'm at 650 South Park right now. 3 votes for me from Stephen Green's house in Niagara County. Stephen, I'm from Niagara County. I love Niagara County. I hope Niagara County goes for us. So we got to push Niagara County to vote. Eden, as a single mom who has been in and out of domestic abuse shelters and has abusive, violent ex, I rely desperately on my two-way rights to protect my family. Will you support the Second Amendment? Yes. Yes, I will support the Second Amendment. I have said it over and over again. I have been a lifelong gun owner. But I don't believe we should be taken advantage of by corporate gun interests that exploit us. And I don't believe we should accept a society where so many children have been killed in our schools. And you can explain it away, but it's sad that this is one of the longest times in our in our country's history where we haven't had a death in a school. And it's because of COVID. And the fact that we have any children killed in the school is wrong. And I'm not telling you I have all the answers, but I'm willing to talk about it. And in our country, we need to have these difficult conversations to make this country safer and better. And I'm not willing to say the answer is more guns for everybody. I don't believe that's the answer. I don't want to live in a world where we're always strapped all the time, ready to shoot each other. I think we can find better solutions. So, yes, I believe in your right to protect yourself and to protect your home. But I also think we need to look at keeping the guns out of criminals' hands. That's what we all want. And this shouldn't be a partisan issue. This should be a bipartisan issue to figure out ways to keep the guns out of criminals' hands and keep the guns in the good guys' hands. James says he's got one on the front seat of his truck, goes in the windshield when parked, and one in the front yard in Lewiston. James, thank you. You know I love you and your family. You're great people, and I love the town of Lewiston. Sorry I couldn't be more participating in it, but I loved the fundraiser for the Brickyard, which is one of the best places in Western New York, and we all hope they get on their feet again soon. Someone asked, thank you for the $100 donation. Who can match that donation? Darso Cole just donated $100. Can anyone match that $100 donation? I feel like we're doing a telethon here, but we sort of have to. If you can match that, they're all laughing at me. If you can match that $100 donation, I'd appreciate it. We're up, we're growing here. We're at $315. Can we get up to 500? If we can get up to 500, maybe I'll turn this thing off. Oh, they're all begging me to turn it off now. Let me see. Marin already voted for me in Hamburg. Thank you, Marin. Get your friends to vote, too. We need as many people to vote as possible. Today, only a few people voted in Erie County, in the whole county. It was like barely double digits. We need hundreds of people to vote. And we're trapped in here wearing masks most of the day, so get your people to vote. How are you doing in Livingston County? Okay, we're doing good, but we could do better. Again, not a lot of people are voting there. We're doing good overall right now. I think we're neck and neck, but I need you to get your friends out in Livingston County to vote. So $100 came in. Thank Alice Elaine. Alice, I don't know why your name is Alice Elaine here, because I know your real name. I don't know why you have this name Alice Elaine, but we all love you here, and we think you're great. Can I get a round of applause for Alice? Woo! Yes. All right. Nancy McKnight, I went to early voting in Ontario County and voted for you. Thank you. We spent the whole day in Ontario County. It is gorgeous. If you guys have never been to Honeoye Falls, go to Honeoye Falls. If you've never been to Canandaigua, go to Canandaigua. It's like heaven. It's so beautiful. And we were out there today. The ice cream. I'm an ice cream guy. Some of my team members are more of the craft brewery types, but I got some ice cream. I love it out there. It's a beautiful place. Oh, Alice, I understand you. Kara Simpson-Stevens says she's definitely voting for me. I appreciate it. I'm also a big Elvis fan, and I love your Elvis ID. I've been to Graceland 3 times. It's fantastic. Oh, Eden says, as a person of color, I'm worried about the police shooting of my kids while at school or walking home from school. Do you support the demilitarization of the police? Yes, I do. I think we have to make police more about service and protecting and serving rather than looking at everybody as an enemy, and especially as African Americans as an enemy. I've said openly, I'm the only person in this race who says I believe in the Black Lives Matter movement. When we were kids and things were grainy, we used to watch grainy television and be like, what's going on in the world? And we used to look at the tapes from the 60s and Martin Luther King and the other civil rights leaders and all the things that happened. And we thought it was old history. We were thankful it happened, but we thought it was old history. Well, it's not. It's right now. And this is our chance to play our role in that saga to make our country a better place. So I support the movement, and I'm proud all the kids across NY27. I was in Honeoye Falls today, right down by that, the gazebo. There was chalk written all over it saying Black Lives Matters. Not graffiti, chalk on the ground. Black Lives Matters. We believe that all people are created equal. Quotes from Martin Luther King. It was beautiful. And I've seen that same scene in so many little towns across NY27. This is not just a DC issue or a New York issue. This is an America issue. And I'm proud to be on the right side of history. While my opponent, Chris Jacobs, he said that Black Lives Matter is an extremist cause. I think that the very opposite. I think it's a mainstream cause. I think it's an American issue that we need to fight for. Doesn't mean we hate the police. It means we have to restore trust and confidence in a police force that serves our people, rather than sees them as the enemy. And the fact that President Trump broke and violated that very sacred trust with our people by using the military against our people disqualifies him for office as far as I'm concerned. It violates our Constitution. Yes, Alice. Michael Sharp is watching. Hey, Michael. Yes, indeed, BLM, all the way. Be proud. Don't let them scare you. Say it with pride, because I'm telling you, in every town in NY27, there's been a protest or a demonstration. We have to be proud. Money's coming in. Holy cow. We're at 3:15. I appreciate you guys donating to the campaign. Peter Henley's watching. Peter, how are you? Good to see you, Peter. Jan says she voted for me by mail. Best decision I made in the life. Thank you, Jan. I'm very humbled by that. Mary's watching. Look, we can absolutely win this race. Like I said in the beginning, why do you think, what's her name? Kimberly Guilfoyle, is that the name? Why do you think Kimberly Guilfoyle is coming to help Jacobs? They're in trouble. But we have to finish this. We're still underdogs. Make no mistake, we are massive underdogs, and we need every vote. So talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, everybody watching, and say, did you vote? This is where you can vote. Can I help you vote? Can I take you to vote? Can everybody out there do that? If you can do that, it'll help a great deal. All right, we're not going to make our goal, guys. We got to hit that $500 goal. Can anyone give me 20 bucks? Stop laughing at me. We have to do this. We got to get this commercial up. Let's show the commercial one more time for those at home. Can we show it again? Here we go. Second take.
We're in a crisis. 1 in 4 Americans just lost their job. Many of us are hurting, have less money, but the bills keep coming. Millionaire politicians like Chris Lee and Chris Collins, and now Chris Jacobs, have failed us. But Jacobs wants us to send him to Congress. He'd fit right in. I won't. I'm Nate McMurray. We need change, not another career politician. In Congress, I'll fight for our community. Stand up for what's right. Stand up for us. I'm Nate McMurray.
How was it? How was it?
Better the second time.
Oh. Oh, $100 donation was matched. Well, that's good news. That is some good news. Guys, thank you so much for watching. The money's coming in now. I appreciate it, guys. I think we're going to make it in the end. Wait, we have 112 billionaires in New York. Do you support a wealth tax for the billionaires, or do you believe we don't tax them because of fear of them leaving New York State to avoid that tax issue? Listen, I believe we have to increase taxes on the most wealthy. I am against taxes on regular. This is what happens. You have to fix bridges. You have to fix roads. You have to fix our country, right? Money has to come from somewhere. This stuff isn't for free. So where does it come from? If it doesn't come from the people with the most money, it comes from us. So every time they do a tax cut here, they do a tax increase here. It's really that simple. And they've been doing it for decades because they have a theory. If you cut their taxes, they're going to produce more and it's going to trickle down. But let me tell you why that doesn't work. I've been in business my entire adult life because capital seeks the greatest return. So it doesn't even stay in the United States. It goes to India, or it goes to the emerging economies of the former Soviet bloc. It goes somewhere else. It goes to Ukraine. It goes where they can get the quickest return on the dollar. It doesn't stay in New York or America. It doesn't trickle down, it trickles out. Now, I believe we decrease the tax burden and increase the wages of regular people. Now, why do we do that? Because instead of trickle down, it bubbles up. And how do we know this? Well, look around. When you close the beauty salons, when you close the movie theaters, when you close the restaurants, what happened to the economy? We stopped working. The most wealthy Americans, they didn't stop getting a check. Chris Jacobs didn't stop getting a check. The CEOs didn't stop getting a check. They kept working, but how come the economy crashed? Because you are the economy. Now, you saw me say that to Chris Jacobs during my debate. He said the economy is great. I said, no, it's not. It's good for guys like you who are in a bubble. You saw me say that to him. And let me tell you, his hands and his feet were shaking. Go back and look at the tape. Because he knew, oh my gosh, I've been exposed. They see me for what I am, a fake. And the reality is, if you give more people money to regular people, it'll bubble up, and the economy starts and it grows. So when I'm in Washington, everything will be looked at through that lens. How do we decrease the burden on regular people? And how do we give it back to the people who can carry the burden most? And that's what I will work at. Like the ad. Thank you so much for you liking the ad. Whoa! We're at $700. we reached our goal. Hey, everybody! We reached our nightly goal, $700. Whoop, whoop. Oh, good. No, that was great. Gordon, how are you, Gordon? Okay, how is the DNC viewing your campaign? We talk to them every week. But they're kind enough to give us some general advice, but they're not going to spend. We have to do this ourselves. They're not going to support this campaign until we can win. And sadly, that's how it works. Once we prove we can win, trust me, if we win on the 23rd, I won't have to do these broadcasts like this every single night anymore. We'll have proven ourselves winners, and money will come in. Sadly, that's how it works. We're in a district they thought no one could ever win. And we're going to prove them wrong. We almost did last time, and we did it with your help. And isn't that great? When we finally do it, we're going to look at them and say, hey, we did it the right way. So that's where they are. Disposable income in the hands of the consumer in the consumer-driven market is just common sense. I agree. Going to call my family who lives in Livingston County telling them to vote for you. Please call your friends in Livingston County. We need every vote. Hey, are you Geneseo? I gotta call you out, Geneseo. Hey, Marty, come here. Come here, Marty. Come here. I got your treats. Say hello to Marty, everybody. She's a beauty. She's a beauty. You want one? Here you go. You can leave. You that good? Okay. I'll give you another one later. Marty's a beauty. Not my dog, but I love her. I love her so much. So, Geneseo, listen, if all the students at Geneseo voted, we'd win. It's that simple. If all the students at Geneseo voted, we'd win. Are you from Geneseo? I need your help. I know you may not know who I am, and you may be skeptical. Who knows? But I probably represent a lot of the things you care about. We're probably on the same page. I certainly want you to have the chances I had. I want you to inherit America better than the one I inherited. I want you the chance to pay off your student loans. We got 2 Geneseo grads right here.
Woo!
One, where's the other one?
The back.
Oh, he's in the back.
Keeping the contact.
Woo! Oh, there he is. We got, hey, how much do you love Geneseo?
So much.
There you go. We have 3 Geneseo grads on this campaign team. We love Geneseo. Geneseo students, if you came out and voted, you could help us carry Livingston County. If you want to be part of a good story for our country, help us flip this seat. If we flip this seat, they'll be talking about it from California to New York, saying, holy cow, well, look what they did up in Western New York. Help us be part of that story. You don't got to go anywhere else to be part of that story. Be part of that story here with these young people of all ages, frankly, across the district saying, we've had enough of the nonsense. We had Chris Lee, then we had Chris Collins, now we got Chris Jacobs. 3 are the same. Are we going to make that same mistake again? I hope not. And if you guys are still on the fence, go back and watch my debate with him. That was nuts. After you're elected, could you continue these podcasts? Okay, here's a pledge. I will do these podcasts from my office in D.C. Yes, I will. And I will keep you updated on exactly what's happening. There is going to be no disappearing act. I am going to be the most transparent congressman in history. I'm going to tell you exactly what it was like to have the bills we voted on. I'm going to take you into the room with us, everywhere they allow me to take a camera. And I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on so you can tell me how you think I'm doing. And we can be informed and updated. Oh, listen, Kara, I'll be beyond excited if we flip the seat too. And we can do it. We're almost there. Sean O'Neill, how are you? Okay. We're at $851. Listen, if we're that far into it, why don't we get 1,000? Let's keep going for 1,000, right? Yep. All right. Any other questions? Oh, Matt Zach, your grassroots campaign resonates with tons of NY27ers. Keep preaching that message, emphasize the past 2.5 years. Yeah, here's the choice. You got a guy like me who grew up, I tell my story all the time because I'm proud of it. I was one of 7, okay? I grew up on a white house on Sweeney Street in North Tonawanda, right on the canal. I spent summer swimming in the canal. I spent, my father died when I was 4. He built homes. He wasn't a developer. He was a drywall guy. He put drywall up. He used to come home from work covered in white powder. I remember. It's only my only memory of my dad is he'd come home from work and he would get right in the tub. But back then they worked with chemicals that were dangerous, and he died. He was 6'2.5". He shrunk down to about 5'8". He had cancer in every part of his body, and he died. He was an athlete. He was drafted when he was 17. He's a great ball player, great pitcher. But he died when he was 39 years old. I was 4. I'm much older than that right now. He was a baby, and he died. He left behind 7 children. My mother raised us by herself. She worked 3 jobs. Sometimes I helped her with my little brother. We'd go clean offices and wealthy people's homes together. But we pushed, and I worked my way up. My opponent, and I'm proud of that story. I always say it. I used to be embarrassed to tell that story because I felt I'd be judged for it. If people knew how I grew up, I felt I'd be judged for it. But somewhere I learned that it's a source of strength and a source of pride. And I tell the stories now. I tell a lot of stories about when I was a kid and what it was like to be poor and to want things that other people had, and the shame of having clothes that weren't so good, or the shame of not having a lunch to take to school sometimes, even though my mom always tried. So yeah, that built me, made me who I am. Who's my opponent? My opponent is one of the wealthiest people in America. He was born with tens of millions of dollars. He gets a trust fund every single year that's replenished. He's been in politics his entire adult life. He used to own he sat on the board of an insurance savings plan that failed, but went bankrupt, was bailed out by his family. He's been a terrible businessman. He's basically only owned some properties. He really hasn't been a good businessman. He just inherited money. And that money is trying to make sure he takes his seat. And he was a Democrat, literally. Proud Democrat who became a moderate, used to advertise himself as a moderate because he represents one of the most Democratic leaning districts in upstate New York. And then now he's a Trump supporter overnight. He wouldn't even say Trump's name last year. Now suddenly he's doing podcasts with Kimberly Guilfoyle. Sorry. So he's a fake. And if you think you're voting for a Trumper, you might get somebody very different next year. So who would you take? A guy like me who comes from this region and had lived a life a lot like many of you did. Maybe you had a struggle. Most of my team had a struggle. Or a guy who's never struggled, flip-flops like crazy and doesn't know who he is and can't stand on a stage next to me. Money can't buy everything. Hopefully it can't buy this seat. Dr. Madeline, thank you for your constant support. What happened with Dr. Madeline?
He donated.
He donated? Oh, he almost pushed us over the edge. We're at Doctor, we love you. We do. Everybody here loves you. You're a fantastic human being. You're one of the bright spots in the firmament. We all love you. Melba Carr, hey, I gotta give a shout out to Melba Carr. Melba, you see me? Melba, when I go to DC, I owe you lunch. I know you're from down there. I owe you lunch. Whose mother was high school English teacher? I don't understand that. I'm sorry, Jane. I'm not following. Oh, yeah, I get you. $932. Can we get 70 more so I can turn this off and we can all go home?
Woo!
70 bucks. Nancy Colley, what's up? 70 bucks. Okay. Any questions from the team over here? Oh man, you've heard my stories too many times. Anything? What's that?
Anything?
No. What's your question?
What's your favorite place in New York 27?
Boy, what's my favorite?
We've been everywhere.
My favorite place in NY27? There's a lot. It's probably, okay. Well, I'll give my favorite places. Can I do that in no order?
Top 3.
Look I'm from Niagara County, so I love Youngstown area, Lewiston, Youngstown area. I love it. Stella Niagara. I mean, there's something magical about Route 18F. It's gorgeous. It's just special. Fort Niagara, love it. I love that whole region. I have so many good memories from that spot. I love Letchworth and all the surrounding areas. And if you haven't been to Warsaw, Perry, Silver Lake, go out there. It's fantastic. It's especially fun in the summertime. It's a blast. Love it. I love Canandaigua and Honeoye Falls. I love that region as well. But Canandaigua is special. And you guys in Canandaigua have always treated me with such love. Even when I drive down that main strip in Canandaigua, I start to get teary-eyed because of all the good experiences we had. Remember when we did that big rally in front of the courthouse for opposition to Trump, when Trump went to Helsinki and said that he believed in Putin more than the FBI? I mean, there's so many great moments, but that was the first one I was like, wow, this place is special. Remember when we met in the library and they were mad at us because we were too political? And we had like 300 people there? There's so many good memories from Canandaigua. I love Canandaigua. What else do I love in NY27? I like it all. I do. There's so many beautiful places. I love right here in Hamburg. I love Hamburg. I love going down and going to the Grange, and I love going to, what is that place? That place that has those beautiful bowls they have? Primo Olivia? They have like, yeah, that place where we get the salads. There's like a lot of great shops down there. It's a very beautiful area. NY27 is blessed. We are right on the cusp of really doing some great things in NY27. But if we lose, what has Jacobs ever done as a state senator? What has he done? They keep saying he was good before and we hope he's that guy again. Well, tell me, what has he done? Has he done anything for broadband? Has he done anything for infrastructure? I'll tell you what he's done. He's voted for laws that helped his family's company. He's voted for COVID sick pay to take it away. He's voted against health care. That's what he's done. He's not the guy. Oh boy, we hit the goal, didn't we? James Baptiste, thank you. I'm sorry. We hit the goal. $1,000. Thank you. Go get this. We're gonna get some sleep now. One more time. Run the commercial.
1 in 4 Americans just lost their job. Many of us are hurting, have less money, but the bills keep coming. Millionaire politicians like Chris Lee and Chris Collins, and now Chris Jacobs, have failed us. But Jacobs wants us to send him to Congress. He'd fit right in. I won't. I'm Nate McMurray. We need change, not another career politician. In Congress, I'll fight for our community. Stand up for what's right. Stand up for us. I'm Nate McMurray, and I approve this message.
Thank you all. I love you guys. I appreciate your support. Trust me when I say we're doing everything we can to win. And I'm being a little silly here because we've had a heck of a day. And we're here every day, all day long. And I'm going to come at you every single night. If you've already given, I don't want to put anybody in a financial burden, but I have to ask. So we're going to have those goals every night. But we're also going to give you an update on the race. So thank you for all you're doing. Stay strong, and I'll see you tomorrow night.